Assalamu alaikum. So today we're going to learn about the human digestive system. The human digestive system. So let's go. So what is the digestive system? Why do we need a digestive system? Why our bodies have digestive system? Well, digestive system is our body's food factory. Is our body's food factory. And why do we need it? Why do we need digestive system? Why do we need a food factory for our body? By eating food, what do we get? What do we get by eating food? By eating food, we get energy. We get energy. So the digestive system is our body's food factory. And what is the function of this digestive system? This food's factory, this body's food factory or this digestive breaks down the food into energy. So, what is the digestive system? Digestive system is our body's food factory. Why do we need food? We need food because we need energy. We need energy to survive, we need energy to do work, to play, to exercise. So, and what is the function of this digestive system? Why do we need this digestive system? We need this digestive system to gain energy as it breaks down food into energy. It breaks down the food we eat into energy. Let's learn how it breaks down the food into energy. So as we learned that the digestive system is the body system that breaks down the food into energy, it is made up of many organs. It is made up of many organs. Many organs that work together. So there is a team of organs in food factory. In our body, there is a food factory, right? And for every factory, we need a team. It is a food factory, and for every factory, we need a team to work. So organs are the team. They are the team members. They are the team of organs. So we have a team of organs in our food factory, in our digestive system, in our body, which are continuously working together when we eat food. They are continuously working together. Why? To give us energy. And why do we need energy? We need energy to keep. We need energy to be healthy, to be healthy and strong. To be healthy and strong. So let's revise. The digestive system is the body system that breaks down the food we eat, and it is made up of series of organs that work together to turn the food we eat into energy and nutrients that our body needs to live. So the digestive system is a food factory. It includes organs. Organs work as a team. They work as a team and they're continuously working together. So there is a team of organs. Why do we need a team of organs in our food factory, in the human digestive system? Because we need energy. And why do we need energy? We need energy to stay happy, to stay healthy, to stay strong. So digestive system is a very crucial system in our body. So let's learn more about it. Okay, so as we learned that there are many organs in our body, so let's learn about the parts of this digestive system. So the digestive system, our digestive system includes a long tube. It includes a very long tube which is called the digestive tract. Which is called the digestive tract. It is a long tube of organs that runs from the mouth. It starts at your mouth and it ends at your bottom. It starts at your mouth and ends at your bottom. So this tract is also called gastrointestinal tract, or you can say the alimentary canal. So some organs, we also have special helpers. We also have special helpers like the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. We have these are the special helpers. Very special team members of our food factory are liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. And why do we need them? Why are they so special? These organs work to break down the food with enzymes and chemicals. These organs work to break down the food into energy. So, we just learned about the digestive tract and helpers, right? Okay. And then digestive tract starts from the mouth. It starts from the mouth and ends to the anus, which is the bottom of our body. It is the bottom of our body. And it is also known as the digestive tract is also known as alimentary canal or gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal tract. And they include special and this tract includes special helpers. What were those special helpers? What were those special helpers? They were, we have liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. So we just learned about the parts of the digestive system, about the digestive tract, which are they include this tract include the helpers of our body of our food factory, and it starts from the mouth. This tract starts from the mouth and ends. It starts from the mouth to anus. So it starts at your mouth and ends at your anus. Then it is also known as alimentary canal, or you can say gastrointestinal tract. Then this tract includes special helpers of our body, which are liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Now let's learn more about it. So we just learned about the digestive tract. It includes the mouth. This is the mouth. Then we have the pharynx, throat. Then the esophagus. Then stomach. And intestines. And these organs create a path for food to move through the body. So this alimentary canal, or you can say digestive tract, is the path food travels through your body. And it includes the mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, and intestines. And each part helps move and change the food so your body can use it. Each part helps move and change the food so your body can use it. So the parts of the digestive tract are mouth, throat, esophagus, stomach, intestines, and the food moves through the body. And these parts moves food through the body. So now let's learn about where digestion begins and what happens in our mouth when we are eating the food. So our journey starts in the mouth, where when you eat the food, and your teeth chew the food into small pieces. Your teeth chew the food into small pieces. So the digestion begins at the mouth when the teeth chew the food into small pieces. Your teeth chew the food into small pieces. And in the mouth, we have saliva. We have saliva. And what is saliva? Well, saliva is a special juice in your mouth. It is juice in your mouth, or a liquid in your mouth, which helps mix with the food to make it easier to swallow. So the function of saliva in your mouth and in digestion is that saliva, which is a juice in your mouth, helps mix with the food to make it easier to swallow. It helps mix with the food to make it easier to swallow. So the journey begins at the mouth when we put our food into our mouths and use our teeth to chew it. So this process is called chewing. When our teeth chew the food into small pieces, it's called chewing. So this is the beginning of breaking our food down into digestible pieces. So our mouth has glands that are called saliva, and those glands are, as they contain saliva, so those are called salivary glands. And what do? They produce saliva. And our tongue mixes the saliva with the chewed food, and which makes the food easier to swallow. Okay, then what happens? Then the food travels down your throat and into the esophagus. Once our tongue mixes the saliva with the chewed food, this makes the food easier to swallow. And once we swallow our food, it passes through our throat and into the next part of the digestive tract, which is the esophagus. So, what happens in the mouth? Digestion starts in the mouth, and chewing breaks down food into small pieces. Then, what happens? Saliva helps mix the food first. Chewing breaks down food into small pieces. Then on next part, next what happens? Saliva produced by the glands in our mouth, which are called the salivary glands. So the saliva produced by the salivary glands help mix food, helps to mix food. Then what happens? Then lastly, food travels down where? Food travels down the throat and the esophagus. Food travels down the throat and esophagus. So, firstly, chewing breaks down food into small pieces, then saliva produced by the salivary glands help mix food, then the food travels down the throat and esophagus. So, now let's learn about another. Okay, so next part is the esophagus. So, it is like a slide for food. It is like a slide for food. This is the esophagus, and it is like the slide. It is like the slide for food. It's a long muscular tube that pushes food from your throat to your stomach. So this is the muscular tube. It is a long muscular tube. It is a long muscular tube that helps, that pushes food from your throat to the stomach. And the walls using waves called peristalsis. So it's like a gentle roller coaster ride for your food in esophagus. So here when your food is in the mouth, when your food is here, so basically the esophagus, which is the muscular tube, it helps move food from the throat to the stomach. From the throat to the stomach. And these walls of the esophagus moves in waves. They move in waves which are called peristalsis. Which are called peristalsis. And here in esophagus, it's like a gentle roller coaster ride. Roller coaster ride for your food. Okay, so it is a tube that moves food from throat to stomach. So the main point is that esophagus is a tube. It is a tube that moves food from where? From throat to stomach. From throat to stomach. So the esophagus is the tube that moves food from the throat to the stomach. Then what happens? How it moves food from the throat. How this tube moves food from throat to stomach? By waves. By waves called what? Called peristalsis. Called peristalsis. So esophagus is a roller coaster ride for your food. What happens when the food is being chewed and broken down into smaller pieces by your teeth? The esophagus pushes the food. It pushes the food from your throat to your stomach using what? Using waves which are called peristalsis. Which are called peristalsis. And this process helps the food move down into the stomach. So basically through the esophagus, the food is being delivered into the stomach, to the next organ. So let's learn about what happened to the food in your stomach. Okay, so here we have the stomach. This is the stomach. So the stomach contains millions of glands that produce digestive juices with enzymes. Okay, so in the stomach, food meets millions of tiny glands that produce juices to break it down even more. So in stomach, food meets millions of glands that produce that produce juices to break it down even more. And these juices in stomach have enzymes. They have enzymes and they also have acids. So stomach contains millions of glands. So when our food has been traveled by mouth to the stomach, when it reached when it reaches to the stomach, it meets glands, millions of tiny glands. Food meets millions of tiny glands, and each gland holds juices. Each glands produce juices, and every juice have enzymes and acids. Every juice have enzymes and acids that turn food into a mushy soup. Okay, so the stomach is basically the mixing. What happens here is when the food reaches the stomach, it meets many tiny glands, millions of tiny glands, and each gland produce many juices, and each juice have enzymes and acids. And what happens? The enzymes and acids turn the food into a mushy soup. So the stomach is like a powerful blender. It is like a powerful blender. So in the stomach produces stomach produces digestive juices with enzymes and acids. Then what happens? It turns the food into what? Into a mushy soup. Into a mushy soup. So this helps break down the food further. In stomach, the food is further broken down. Okay. So from the mouth, first was the mouth, then throat, esophagus, and now we are on stomach. Now let's see what is the other helper of our food factory. So here we have the small intestine. So the second name for small intestine of our food factory is it is the nutrient absorber. Nutrient absorber. So next the food moves into the small intestine, and it's where most of the nutrients from your food are absorbed into your blood. Most of the nutrients from your food are absorbed into the blood. Absorbed into your blood. So the small intestine has three parts: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. Each part helps in absorbing nutrients. Each part helps in absorbing nutrients. So the function of small intestine is to help absorb the nutrients into your blood. It is where many of the nutrients from your food get absorbed into your bloodstream, into your blood. And duodenum at the top, where the enzymes and bile from the pancreas and liver are are added. Then it is the middle part that digests and absorbs nutrients. Then the ileum is the bottom part that leads into the large intestine. So basically, the function of small intestine, including all these parts, is to absorb the food, to absorb the nutrients from your food into the blood, to absorb nutrients into your blood, into the blood. So now let's move on and look at the another helper of our food factory. So before that, here is a very interesting fact of small intestine. So food stays in the small intestine for a few hours, and it's about 22 till 25 feet long. Wow. So the small intestine is 22 till 25 feet long. Feet long. And during this time, gets broken down into tiny chemicals that enter the bloodstream and provide energy for your body and provides energy for your body. So it is the longest part of the digestive system. Small intestine, the name is small intestine, but it is the longest part of the digestive system of the food factory. So the food here stays for a few hours. It is 22 till 25 feet long. 22 till 25 feet long, and chemicals enter the bloodstream for energy. So let's move on. So here is the large intestine. Here is the large intestine. So the large intestine, some parts of food like plant fibers can't be broken down and become waste. So some of the nutrients, some of the food, some parts of food like plant fibers can't be broken down. They can't be broken down. So what should we do? The food that cannot be absorbed, that is not useful, that is not helpful for our body, what should we do with that? It should automatically be wasted. It should be removed from our body, right? So in large intestine, this waste moves into the large intestine. When in small intestine and stomach, the food is not broken down and not absorbed, it becomes waste. And this waste moves into the large intestine. The waste is moved into the large intestine, which is also known as the colon. So the large intestine is wider, but it is not as long as the small intestine. It is wider, but not as long as the small intestine. So the function of large intestine is that it collects the large intestine collects waste. It collects waste that can't be broken down. That cannot be broken down. And it is also called colon. And it is wider, but it is shorter than. It is wider, but shorter than small intestine. Small intestine. So the most of the food is broken down into the small intestine, right? So there are some things like plant fibers that cannot be broken down, so they are considered as waste. And the waste enters the next part of the digestive system. After the small intestine, we have the large intestine. and it is often referred to as the colon. And the large intestine is not as long as the small intestine, but it is wider. So this was all about the large intestine. Okay. So the large intestine, the first part of the colon, in the large intestine, fluids and salts are absorbed, and the waste turns from liquid to solid. And the last parts hold the waste until it's ready to leave your body. And helpful bacteria in the colon as help also help it also help digest food, digest the rest of the food products. So the large intestine absorbs fluids and salts. Then it turns waste from liquid to solid. Then it holds waste until it leaves the body. It holds waste until it leaves the body. And bacteria help digest and make vitamins. Bacteria help digest and make vitamins. Bacteria help digest and make vitamins. So, large intestine also absorbs fluids and salts. It turns waste from liquid to solid and holds waste until it leaves the body. And bacteria also help digest and make vitamins. So, to wrap it, the digestive system is an amazing team that works together to turn food into energy and get rid of waste. It takes a few days for food to go through the whole journey, but isn't that incredible? So, the digestive system turns food it turns food into energy and takes days to pass through the system. It is not a very short process. It takes days to pass through the system, and a fantastic team of organs is continuously working together in our food factory. So, Jazakallah khair for joining me today. I hope you understand about the digestive system in our body, also known as the food factory of our body, which helps to turn the food we eat into energy. Jazakillah khair.